start in wide-legged child's pose. So if anyone is just joining us, we are doing yoga sculpt. I'm going to teach and Amanda's going to take the class. I'm also going to do the class at the same time. So starting in wide-legged child's pose, so toes come to touch, knees out as wide as your mat, and then chest melting between the knees. Fingers can be active. You can come onto tented fingers if you like, or you can just bring the palms flat on the mat. Forehead can come to the mat if that's accessible for you. I'm just starting with some nice deep breaths here. You can rock a little side to side, the hips, move around the hips a little bit. And then we'll walk our hands over to the right side of our mat, reaching out through the left fingertips. And sitting both sits bones back and down to your heels. Stretching through the left side. And then slowly walking the hands through center and walking the hands over to the right side of your space. Reaching out through the right fingertips. Or sorry, to the left side of your space, reaching out through the right fingertips. And then on your next inhale, walking the hands back to center, shifting the weight forward and coming into tabletop. So both feet are flat on the mat, we're our shoulders over our wrists and our hips stacked over our knees. Inhale, drop your belly, gaze comes up, coming into cow pose. Tailbone and sits bones shine up towards the sky. Chest is reaching forward. And then on your exhale, drawing your belly button to the spine, curling and rounding in, gaze coming down to your navel. So just starting to really use the core here as you round in. So inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. And then exhale, coming into cat, really use your abdomen to squeeze your belly button towards your spine, rounding through the back. And then you can just do circles here with the spine. You can rock side to side, shake your tailbone side to side. And then we'll just roll through the wrists a little bit, warm up the wrists. So making circles forward and then reversing. And then we'll just flip the palms so the fingertips face towards your knees and stretch through the forearms, shifting the weight back. You can rock side to side. And then bringing the hands back through center. And we're going to come onto our knees, sitting up or standing up on the knees. So if this is too much for your knees, you can roll the mat under in front of you if you like. And then we're just going to reach our arms out nice and straight and long towards each side of the room. Roll the shoulders down the back and really try to get the shoulder blades to kind of kiss on the back. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, fingers are nice and long and strong, energetic fingers, shoulders away from the ears. Shake your hips. And then we're going to point the thumbs down, pinkies are gonna come up, so the palms are facing the back of the space, and we're just gonna do small circles going forwards. Circles about the size of cookies. And we'll do 8, 7, 6, go nice and slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse their circles. So go nice and slow. Envision the size of cookies, making little cookie circles on the walls. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here, pinkies are still facing up, and then we're just gonna do taps towards the ceiling. So tapping the ceiling with your pinkies and going a little bit slower. Shoulders away from the ears. Engaging through the core so we're really strong through our body, we're not collapsing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip the palms, bend the elbows, so we're coming into like a little W, and then we'll just reach up and out. Some small W to big W. And you can't hear my music?
I mean, I can hear like
Just a little bit? I should have shared the playlist. I don't know my Spotify name though. And we'll do 8, 7. So as you come in, squeeze the shoulder blades together on the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then on our next inhale, we're gonna flip the palms back, hinge at the hips a little bit so we're leaning forward. And then we're just gonna do small taps up towards the sky or to the back of your space. You can go a little faster here. Squeeze through the core, squeezing in the belly. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, drop your right arm to your right leg. And inhale, tipping the left hand over to the right side. So just stretching through the left side body. And inhale, arms reach out. Exhale, tipping to the left. And on our next inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. And bringing the hands onto the mat, curling through the toes and coming into a downward facing dog. So just walking out your down dog to start here. Again, walk both heels out one at a time. Making sure you're pressing down through all 4 corners of your hands, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, and tailbone and sit bones up towards the sky. You can bring a slight bend in your knees. And then on our inhale, we're gonna roll to the balls of our feet, bend our knees, look forward, and walk to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift here, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky, strong core. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, nice long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back through high plank. So we're gonna pause in our high plank here. We're on the balls of our feet, strong into our hands. Our shoulders are stacked directly over our wrists. And then we're just gonna rock forward and back in the wrists. So pressing out through the toes to rock 2 inches forward and then 2 inches back. Nice, draw the navel into the spine, strong core. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From your belly button, lift your hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. On our next inhale and down dog, lift the right leg up to the sky. Keeping the hips square to the mat, we're gonna tap the right heel to the ceiling. So just nice pumps and taps with the heel on the ceiling. We're staying in our down dog. Hips are square towards your mat, so we're not opening through the hip.
Are you on your back toe?
Sorry?
Are you on your back toe?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Your downward dog, your left leg is your toe up. Your heel's up?
No, your heel can be down or your heel can be up, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Sorry, it's hard to hear you. So we're in our down dog, right leg up to the sky. Tapping the right heel to the ceiling. For 5, 4, squeezing through the glute as you tap the heel. 3, 2, 1. On your next inhale, we're gonna bring the right knee to tap the back of the right arm. Squeeze and kick it back up. Exhale, tap the knee to the back of the right arm. Squeeze, kick it up. Squeezing, kick it up. For 4, kick, tapping the knee to the back of the arm for 3, for 2, and on our last one, we're gonna hold in high plank with our right knee on the back of our right arm. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Step the right foot between the hands. Bring the left knee down to the mat. And inhale, the arms reach all the way up into a low lunge. So hands can stay up towards the sky, or you can bring your hands to your hips. I'm just stretching through the left hip flexor. On your next inhale, we're going to straighten through the right leg, coming into runner's lunge, so Ardha Hanumanasana. Flexing through the right toes, and stretching through the back of the right leg. On our next inhale, walking the hands forward to frame the right foot, curling through the back left toes and lifting the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Inhale, rise to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, either fingertips on the mat or on your shins, long spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. So we're in our high plank here. Shoulders are stacked directly over the wrists. And then on our inhale, we're just gonna bend the knees and tap the knees to the mat. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, tap. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, tap. Exhale, straighten. So try not to move the upper body, just moving the legs, tapping the knees on the mat. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from your belly button, try to lift the belly button towards the spine, lifting the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. On the next inhale, lifting the left leg up to the sky, keeping the hips square to the mat, and then we're just tapping the heel to the ceiling. So we're squeezing through our left glute as we tap the heel to the ceiling. Your right foot can be melting towards the mat, or you can be up on the ball of the foot, whatever you feel more stable in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then our next inhale, we're going to bend the knee, tap the left knee to the back of the left arm, squeeze, and inhale it back up to the sky. Exhale, squeeze, and tap the left knee to the left arm, squeeze it up. Inhale, exhale, I forget which one I said. Squeezing the knee, rounding through the core, lifting the navel to the spine. For 3, inhale up, exhale, tap. For 2, and on our next one, we're gonna hold, floating the knee, squeezing, and stepping the foot between the hands, coming down onto the right knee. Inhaling the arms all the way up to our low crescent lunge. Arms can be up towards the sky. You can bring the hands to the hips. Stretching through the front of the right hip flexor. On your next inhale, straightening through the left leg. Folding of the left leg. Flexing the toes towards the face and coming into our runner's lunge. Inhale. Exhale, melting the chest down. On your next inhale, walking the hands forward to frame the left foot. Curling through the right toes and stepping the left foot back to meet the right in downward facing dog. Good job. How's everyone doing? Good, muffin? Okay. So on our next inhale, we're gonna rise to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your space, whatever you feel most inclined for. Inhale, halfway lift. Use your breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to heart center. So on our next inhale, we're gonna sit back down into chair. So inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, sit the hips down and back. So we're gonna glance down, make sure that we can see our toes in front of our knees. Shifting the weight a little bit more back into the heels. Seeing if you can lift through the toes a little bit, trust your balance. And sinking the bum down and back. So you can either keep your arms up in the sky or you can bring the hands to heart center. We're just gonna pulse the hips down 2 inches, up 2 inches. Squeezing the knees together, lifting and lowering. So you wanna draw the belly button and the tailbone down, belly button draw towards the spine. So we're protecting the low back. And we're just pulsing here in our chair. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Try to sink a little lower. Squeeze navel to the spine, tailbones drawing down, so we're scooping the tailbone down. On your next inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky, straighten through the legs. And exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to high plank. We're gonna pause in our high plank here. Shifting the weight forward, either coming down onto the knees or lowering with straight legs all the way through chaturanga and meeting on our bellies. So elbows track all the way back, coming onto our bellies, setting up just for one cobra pose here. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Legs are nice and active, pressing down through the tops of the feet, pressing down through the hips. Inhale, lifting the chest using the strength of the back body. Little to no weight in the hands. Take one more inhale here. And exhale, melting the chest down. Curling through the toes, firming up through the legs, and pressing all the way up to a high plank. Inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, everyone. On our next inhale, we're gonna come down to our knees, meeting in our tabletop position. So taking a second here in tabletop, you good, Muffin?
What?
Are you good?
Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
Okay. So we're in our tabletop. We're gonna inhale, reach the right leg all the way back to the back of the room, keeping the hips square. We're gonna just tap the right toes on the mat, and then inhale, lift the leg. So we're just tapping the toes and then squeezing the glute up, lifting the leg. Beautiful. Slight bend in the elbows. Chest is nice and proud and tall, squeezing through the belly, drawing navel to spine, squeezing the glute on their way up. For 4 more. 3, 2, 1. On our next inhale, we're gonna bend the knee and bring the knee to the nose. So right knee is gonna curl in, knee to nose tap, and kick it up and back. So as you kick the leg back, Amanda, keep the leg straight. So we're gonna bend the knee, bring the knee to the nose, and then as we kick the leg back, we straighten out through the leg and squeeze through the glute. Inhale. Sorry, we're gonna inhale, extend the leg long and back, squeezing through the glute, and exhale, curl the knee to the nose. Inhale, extend long, exhale, curl. Inhale, squeeze the glute, exhale, curl knee to nose. For 4 more. 3. Oh my God, I just about to knee myself in the face. 2. And 1. Bringing right knee down to the mat. Sitting the hips back just for a second into our wide-legged child's pose. You can round, shake through the wrists, shake out the hands. And then the next inhale, shifting the weight forward, coming back into our tabletop, setting up for the left side. So we're gonna inhale, kick the left leg back to the back of the room. Hips are nice and square towards our mat, so we're not opening up through the hip, keeping the left hip down. And then we're just gonna tap the toes on the floor and then squeeze the glute as we lift the leg up. Beautiful. Drawing low belly in, pressing down through the hands, slight bend in the elbows. Inhale, squeeze, tap, squeeze, tap. Beautiful. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. On our inhale, we're gonna extend the leg long, pointing through the toes, squeezing the glute up, and then exhale, bring the knee to the nose, tap knee to nose, inhale, extend the leg long, squeeze the glute, exhale, tap. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, knee to nose, squeezing, inhale. Beautiful. Whew, I'm sweating. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, left knee comes down. Shifting the hips back just for 1 breath again, coming into our child's pose. And inhale, coming back to center. So we're in our tabletop again. We're gonna come down onto our forearms. So we're on our forearms, the palms can come to press together like a little prayer. And then we're gonna inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. So just like we did in our downward facing dog, we're just gonna do little heel taps on the ceiling. So leg can be straight, or the leg can be bent like Amanda has. So actually no, let's do leg straight. So pointing through the toes, leg is nice and straight, and we're tapping the heel to the ceiling. Try to do smaller taps, Amanda. Yeah. Get that booty working. Right hip is still melting towards the mat, so we're not opening up through the hips. Tapping heel to ceiling, squeezing through the glute. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg stays lifted. And we're gonna draw little circles, little cookie-sized circles, just like we did with our arms in the beginning. Drawing low belly in, really pressing down through the elbows, lifting up through the shoulders so the shoulders are still nice and active. We've got our cookie circles for 4, 3, 2, 1. Cookies the other way. Beautiful. Nice chocolate chip cookies. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg lifted. And we're gonna do rainbow kicks. So we're gonna tap our toes to the right side of our room. And then rainbow kick the leg up and over, tap the toes to the left side. Rainbow kick up and over, tap, up and over, tap. So squeezing the glute that's at the top. Try to give a nice smooth rainbow arch. For 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it up at the top and then bring the knee down to meet the right. Sit the hips back for 1 breath. And then shifting the weight back forward, coming back onto our forearms. So if you like, the palms can be flat down on the mat where you can have the palms touching in a prayer. Inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky, pointing through the toes. Left hip is down towards the mat so our hips are nice and square. And we're just tapping our heel on the ceiling. Just like we did in our down dog. Squeezing through the low belly, pressing down through the elbows. Strong shoulders. Try to bring the gaze between your hands or between your elbows so you're not rounding down through the neck. Squeezing the booty. And then we're gonna move to those cookie-sized circles. Give me 4 more cookies. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg stays lifted, making the circles the other way. Squeezing through the belly. Pressing down through the elbows. For 3, 2, 1. Keeping the leg lifted, we're gonna do those rainbow taps. So tapping the left toes to the left side of the mat. Rainbow kick up and over, tapping the toes to the right. Rainbow kick, squeezing the glutes at the top. I told you not to look down, and now I'm looking down. Woo! For 3 more. 2, 1. Bringing the left knee to meet the right. Shifting the hips back. Relaxing through the shoulders, rolling hips side to side. And then we'll sit up on our knees. So we're sitting back on our heels. We're on our shins. We're just gonna roll through the wrists a little bit. How we doing?
Lovely.
Good? Are you sweating? I'm sweating.
A little bit.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. Rolling through the wrists, so interlacing fingers, doing nice little wrist rolls. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And exhale, bringing the hands down to the mat, walking yourself back into your downward facing dog.
Lovely. Did you hear me?
No?
I think it's just really cold in my house.
It's really cold in there?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's why you're not sweating, because I'm sweating. So we're in our downward facing dog. So we'll just move a little faster here through some little kind of sun salutation variation. So inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot through the hands. Spiral the back foot, coming up into warrior 2. So opening up into our warrior 2, bending through the right knee. Inhale, nice long, strong arms. Exhale, reverse your warrior. And spiraling the hands down, framing the right foot, stepping back and moving through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, step the left foot through the hands, spiral the right foot down, coming up into warrior 2. Bending through the left knee. Take a nice inhale here in your warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, reach the left arm up towards the sky, reverse your warrior. And exhale, spiral the hands down, stepping the left foot back to meet the right, moving through Vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it through. This time we're going to come up into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend through the left knee. So you can shorten your stance a little bit. So we're in our crescent lunge, our right foot is forward, bending through the right knee and also bending through the left knee. So we're kind of in like a little bit of a half lunge. Bend the left knee, yep. Hands on the hips. And then we're just gonna pulse the back leg straight and bend. Squeeze it up, straighten the left leg, exhale, bend. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, bend. So we're kind of in like a half lunge here, bending and straightening through the left leg. For 3 more. Feeling through the booty. 2, 1, straighten through the left leg. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, plank the hands. Step back, move through your Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot through the hands, coming into high crescent lunge on the other side. So we're up on the balls of our right foot, ball of our right foot. Inhale, arms reach all the way up, coming into crescent lunge. Exhale, you can shorten your stance a little bit. Bending through the right knee and the left knee. And then we're gonna inhale, squeeze and straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, squeeze and straighten. Exhale, bend. So as you squeeze, straightening through the right leg, squeezing the glute. For 3 more. 2, 1, squeeze and straighten the right leg. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Move through your Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a nice lion's breath here. Inhale. Exhale through open mouth. Inhale, rise to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift, spine nice and long. And exhale, forward fold. Take an extra breath in our forward fold here, stretching through the back of the legs, releasing the neck. And then on our next inhale, lifting the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful, people. We're gonna inhale, sit the hips back into our chair pose. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, sitting the hips back and down. We're gonna hang out in our chair. Here, actually, we'll do a chair twist. So palms come to heart center. Inhale, chest reaches up. And then exhale, back of the left arm coming to the outside of the right knee. Chair twist to the right side of our space. Making sure you can see your toes and that the knees are in one line. So moving the left hip a little bit back in space. Inhale here. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to center. Staying in our chair. Twisting to the left, hands come to heart center. Outside edge of the left elbow comes to the outside of the right elbow, left knee. Sitting the hips down, checking in with the knees. Checking in with our breath. One more inhale here. Exhale. On our next inhale, reaching both arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, rise to the balls of your feet. Hands come straight out in front of you. And then exhale, sitting the hips down as if you're sitting down against a wall into a chair. We're either up on our toes or you're down on the heels, just like a normal chair. Lowering the hips all the way down to the mat. Giving yourself a little hug at the bottom, squeezing the legs, and sitting the hips all the way down. Coming to lie down on our backs. We're going to bring the knees into tabletop position. So legs are in tabletop. Hands are going to come behind the ears. And we're going to move into some yogi bicycles, where we're going to pulse at the top. So right elbow comes to meet the left knee. Pulse, 1, 2 taps. Straighten it back out. Inhale, left elbow to right knee. Pulse it twice. Straighten. Pulse. So just like regular bicycles, but at the knee, we're going to pulse twice. Tailbone and low back is flat on the mat. Lifting shoulder blades up off the mat. Squeezing through the belly. Let's do 3 more on each side. 2 more. Last one each side. Exhale, chest comes down, feet come down. We're gonna touch the backs of our ankles with our fingertips, and we're going to bring, our right hand behind our head, and then we're tapping the left heel with the left finger. So as we tap the heel with the fingers, we're crunching up to the right side and crossing. Sorry, to the left side and crossing. Does that make sense? So tap left ankle with left toe, left fingers, and curling, crossing right elbow over to the left. I don't know if that made any sense. Hopefully it did. No, just one side at a time. Yeah, I didn't explain this right, but that's okay. For 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see if I can do it right on this side. So left arm coming behind the head. Right fingertips are tapping right heel. As we tap the right heel with the right fingertips, left elbow is crossing over to the right. Tailbone is down, flat on the mat.
Oh, I hear the song.
You do? For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the legs straight up to the sky. Feet are on the ceiling, low back is on the mat. And we're gonna reach for opposite feet with opposite hands. So we're gonna do tap, 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 tap. Lifting the shoulder blade up off the mat as you tap the outside of your leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, everything comes down. Actually, just kidding, sorry. Keeping the legs up towards the sky. We're gonna bring the heels to touch. Toes are coming out nice and wide, so we're in like a little, kind of like a V with the feet. And we're gonna lower the legs halfway down and lift the legs back up. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, lift the legs up. Exhale, lower, squeezing through the inner thighs. Low back is pressing onto the mat. Hands are pressing firmly down into the mat. Exhale, lower halfway, inhale up. Exhale, lower, inhale up. For 3 more. 2, 1. Legs come all the way up to the sky. Bend through the knees, hugging the knees into chest. Rocking and rolling side to side. And then we'll just come to bring the hands to the backs of the knees. Rock and roll the length of your spine. Coming up to seated. Crossing through the ankles. Shifting the weight forward and coming back into our downward facing dog just for 1 more breath. Inhale in your down dog here. Exhale, shifting the weight forward. Coming into our high plank. Exhale, bending through the elbows, lowering yourself all the way down, coming onto your chest and your belly. Inhale, coming into Sphinx pose, so coming up onto the elbows and the forearms. So tops of the feet are on the mat, hips are down on the mat, and we're just stretching through our abdomen here. So isometrically grabbing the mat with your fingers and trying to draw your chest through your hands. Feeling nice stretch in your abdomen. And exhale, lowering the chest all the way down. Shifting the hips up and back to child's pose. Coming back into our wide-legged child's pose. And coming back onto all fours, curling the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring the right knee behind the right wrist, coming into pigeon. Left leg is straight and long out on the mat. Top of the left foot is down on the mat. Flexing through the right foot. You're working to bring the shin almost parallel with the front of the mat, although that's really, really difficult for most people. But really, if you feel any pain in the right knee, backing off a little bit, making sure you're flexing through the right toes to protect the knee. Our chest is up nice and tall in our half pigeon. And exhale, slowly lowering the chest down to the mat, coming into sleeping pigeon. So elbows can come to the mat, forehead can come to touch. Relaxing through the upper body. Take 2 more deep inhales here. Sending your breath into anywhere you feel tight in your hips. Slowly walking the hands back up. And pressing down through the hands, curling through the back toes, lifting the right leg up and back into downward facing dog, releasing through the right leg. You can shake it out, roll through the ankle. Coming into our pigeon on the left side, inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, bringing left knee behind the left wrist. Flexing through the left toes. Right leg is out long on the mat. Top of the foot is down. Okay, I think that means I'm coming to the end because I think my music stopped. So we might get cut off soon. Sitting up nice and tall. And then exhaling, lowering to the elbows. Coming into our sleeping pigeon. Taking 2 more breaths here. Sitting up nice and tall, coming back up onto the palms, curling through the right toes and lifting the left leg up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out one more time in your down dog here. And then exhale, just coming to the knees, sitting over onto one side, and coming to lay down on your back. Super eventful way to get back. Coming to lay down on our backs, and coming into happy baby, so grabbing with peace fingers to the big toes or grabbing the outside edges of your feet and lifting the soles of the feet up to the sky, knees melting down towards the shoulders and towards the mat. Trying to keep the low back on the mat so we're not lifting through the hips. You can rock side to side here in your happy baby. You can keep one leg in, straighten through one leg at a time if that feels good. And then bringing both knees into the chest, giving yourself one last final squeeze. And exhaling the legs out long. Legs coming nice and wide and arms coming out into our shavasana. Tight, ooh, blah, blah, blah. Slight tuck of the chin, shoulder blades and the tailbone down. Releasing the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Releasing through the jaw. And taking as long as shavasana as you like today, or wiggling through the toes and the fingers, hugging the knees into the chest, and coming up to seated, either coming to roll onto one side, or just sitting straight up, coming to meet cross-legged on our mats. Rolling the shoulders down away from the ears. And taking a second to thank yourself and thank your body for moving today. Taking the time. Hopefully you sweat a little bit like I did. And namaste. Thank you for practicing.